Hello, and welcome back. Can you hear that? No, not the motorbike. The trees. There's a bird. Ah, the sounds of nature. I'm in the forest for this one. Not very deep. It's difficult to go very deep into a forest when you live in the city. But the current location that I'm at now is surrounded by trees, and it's quite deep. There's forest everywhere. There's a nature trail not too far. But I wanted to get off the typical footpath, and I wanted to really get into the forest for this video. We often forget that the virtual world, the world that's in front of us when we're always staring at our phones, poke right in the eye. And that is the reason why a lot of us don't go into the forest. The bugs. Let me get into that. We make excuses. All these excuses because our whole life is based around comfort. So we don't want bugs and we don't want this, and oh, if I go there it's na 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 na. And then we talk ourselves into living this dull life in front of a screen, the virtual world. But out here, there's something more. There's something that can't really be transmitted. You can't really talk about it because it's an experience within yourself. Others can have their version of that experience. You'll have your version of that experience. And you can share that when you can allow it to be, when you allow yourself to be in this environment. But there's something on a deeper level. There's a connection, there's a recognition that you can experience when you're out here in much deeper in nature. We forget oftentimes that everything around us emits a certain frequency, a certain wavelength of energy. And whatever frequency you are around the most literally becomes a part of you. Your body can then or will then vibrate closer to that specific frequency. Unless you've learned to become the embodiment of life itself, because ultimately everything is made of the same thing, the same stuff. Unless you've got to that point in your life, then you're going to be heavily influenced through what your mind tells you, through what your body feels. And this influence will positively or negatively affect you. And coming out into nature can almost be like taking a bath. Speaking more on the level of your day-to-day, the earthly realm here, simply coming out into nature can be a very cleansing experience. It can help remind you through the way that you feel when you're out here what the inner state of your true self really is. You feel much more calm and at peace when you're out here in nature among the trees, because these trees are unaltered and they will vibrate at the frequency that life grows. You see, everything around me here right now is mirroring, is the actual physical manifestation of the frequency of life and of growth, of creation. And the longer my physical body stays in this part of this 3D world, the more in tune my physical being will become, and therefore the thoughts in my mind, the feeling in my heart will mirror that frequency. The thoughts will be in tune more with what is around it. So if you're constantly bathing yourself in front of a TV screen, then you're getting the frequency of that. And keep in mind, all of those frequencies come from inanimate objects. You see, your television is a dead object. Your cell phone is a dead object. And the frequency that it emits is not of life itself. You could say it is the frequency of death. And those who have their minds set on controlling the masses through media and so on will use this device to further capture your being. But out here, there's no fooling yourself. Out here, you begin to tune with the universe because it is unaltered. If you want to be able to find yourself and you notice that you have a very difficult time in your city, in town, simply going into a walk or for a walk in the woods off the beaten path. Okay, don't lose yourself. You can put little flags if you want, bring some ribbon, blue ribbon, tie it on the trees, you know, so you don't get lost. Don't be stupid, but get out there. Somewhere's where it's been untouched. I mean, look around. I'm just going to move out of the camera here for a second. There's trees. Look at all the leaves that are fallen. Look at the trees that have fallen. They're decaying and they're becoming part of a new life. As that tree decays, it becomes the very soil, the very food that the new trees are eating. So within the process of death and life here, there really is no death in this area, in this existence of the 3D world. There's only transition from one state to the next. It feels so good. I talk a lot about how peace is an ever-flowing frequency within you that you can tap into at any moment, any time. And that is true. And that is very true. But in the physical world, you see there's a paradox when it comes to spiritual world and the physical world. We tend to believe that one is real and the other one isn't, but the truth is both are real at the same time. And the one that you focus on the most becomes your dominant reality. So if you focus on the 3D world as your dominant reality, consciously or subconsciously, then you'll be very much affected by the things around you. So spending some time in nature will be very, very helpful. You can think of it as a life bath. If you're predominantly connected to your spirit, let's say you're not fully freed from the 3D world, which I am not. I would say I'm somewhere in between. I can feel the pull of the frequencies. So being between the two, this helps me as well, but I don't need to be here. But the thing is, even though I myself feel somewhere in the middle, the more intense the situation in the 3D world, the more difficult it will be for me to see my ultimate truth. So even for someone like myself, coming out into nature, oftentimes, and as often as you can help keep this frequency as close to this reality as possible. Does that make any sense? So there's great value in getting out into nature. You don't want to spend your entire life only in front of your distractions. I mean, what else can I say? This video is simply about motivating you to just get off your butt, get off your ass. Okay? The days are beautiful now. The summer is here. We don't know how long, we're going to be able to roam freely as we can right now, especially where I live in the world. I'm very fortunate. Take advantage of every moment you have to create a sense of well-being inside your physical body, because the point I'm trying to make in this video is that your physical existence and your spiritual existence are one, really, and one will affect the other regardless of where you are. So when it comes to feeling good in your own skin, when it comes to becoming who you really are, and authentic, and just finding yourself in life and what you really want to do, just coming out in nature is going to make a huge difference. So I'll leave you with that, everyone, and I feel so good. Take some. I'm sharing it with you. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Take it, take it, take it. Just feel that. All the love, the overflowing, the frequency, feel that. I must look crazy. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. If you can't get out of your house, here, take it. Feel that. Here, enjoy this. Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Peace.